Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Diary of a Cannibal, 2007. This is going to be another Adrian made mention. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars, even though Adrian said it was rubbish. um, I did some background checking. There's a very attractive white gal who reveals herself in this one. That alone makes it a 5 out of 5 stars. I'd be interested to see all of her movies. She did a whole slew of low budget Z grade movies from 2005 to 2007, and then she switched careers. I guess she was unhappy that it didn't launch her into mainstream movies. But anyway, I'd be interested to see all the director's other movies also. He was working with one of his collaborators to, uh, to do a film in Germany that documented the Muse case, an actual 21st century story that this movie is based on, partly. And the collaborator's film was rejected by the director as being too gory.
I like gory.
Oh, you like gory? Me too. So the collaborator released the movie Cannibal 2006 on his own in Germany within months. And meanwhile, the director set about producing his own version of the Muse case. So Lionsgate picked up the distribution. And they had already used the title Cannibal when they retitled the French-Canadian production called White Skin. So they were forced to change the title of this film from Cannibal to Diary of a Cannibal. Dead boy's heart and other organs were taken from pig's carcass. I don't know how they did his severed head. It must have been a paper mache. But anyway, Dread Central summed it up pretty good. This is the reason why I love this movie. The reason why Dread Central hates it so much. The film jumps around almost at random. Flashbacks. This is the review from Dread Central. The film jumps around almost at random. Flashbacks and flash forwards. It even repeats scenes that already added nothing to the story to begin with, i.e. they love to frolic on the beach a lot. It's all done very abstract. Yeah, we like abstract. Using minimalist dialogue. Another thumbs up. Buffering scenes with every Bible quote the director could find about eating or sacrifice, for instance. They talk about how Jesus wanted everybody to partake in his flesh and blood, which is cannibalism according to the according to the director. But here's another complaint: over-directed with a masturbatory amount of fancy edits, fades, black and white footage, fake scratches to the digital image to make it look like an old 8mm reel, and montages out of the wazoos. Oh God, the montages! The film should have been called Montage of a Cannibal, since I reckon 85% of this movie is presented in montage form. Okay, so there you have it, the Dread Central review. For all of these reasons, it gets a 5 out of 5 stars. They forgot to mention the noisy background music intermingled with some some kind of Swan Lake type of library classical record. I found some extra toilet paper if anyone needs it. It's pretty funny. What kind of flag is that?
Blue Lives Matter flag.
What's Blue Lives Matter?
Oh, Police Lives Matter.
Okay. Oh, blue meaning police. Okay, I get it. So, so this 20-year-old girl goes online dating with this 28-year-old dude. And, he's telling her to kill him and eat his body parts as the ultimate act of love. So she, at first, she's resisting him, but eventually she gives in. Okay, it's all out of sequence. This movie, you have to sort of move the parts of this movie around so that it makes sense. Put it back in sequence in your head. Okay, I'm doing it sequentially. The movie is not sequential. So, so she agrees to it. You see the severed head on a plate in some furniture warehouse in Marina Del Rey, California furniture store. And there's like an elaborate dining table with candles. And so she's like frying up the pig's carcass on the grill there. She's cooking up dinner with her boyfriend's severed head staring at her. And she goes out to smoke a cigarette. She's gonna have wrinkles and bat wings. She's 50 years old, but oh well. I wonder what she looks like now in 2021. Now that she's in her 30s, in her mid-30s, I should say. I wonder if she'd be willing to act again in some Z-grade movies. Probably not. Bummer. Such a loss of talent. Anyways, so she goes out to smoke a cigarette. Some dude's just out in the parking lot wandering around. Catches her with her dining set, and she goes to jail. But her boyfriend's grieving mother tells all the jail inmates where she's staying to beat her to death. So she's in this funky looking jail hospital. These two goofball inspectors, police, interrogating her while she's getting oxygen, and she's totally, she's like half conscious. They're asking her all these questions about the crime. And then she dies. That's pretty much the movie. I think she tried to do it as an act of love, and she said that her boyfriend told her to do it. That was her excuse in court, but didn't fly with the judge, I don't think. It was like the last movie I saw. Amityville 2, the possession, where the guy's in court and he says that he's possessed, or the priest says that he's possessed by a demon. The judge didn't believe it, and so I thought only politicians were possessed by demons. Anyways, it's that kind of defense, and it was funny in the last movie too, Amityville 2, the possession. I forgot to mention. The judge said, "That's even worse than the insanity plea." Everybody's going to use that excuse to deny responsibility. So, Amityville 2 was pretty decent movie for 1982. You got the property owner defending his property with a shotgun, which is his kind of thing. And then it's got the judge who's trying to hold people responsible for their bad behavior, not buying into this demonic possession stuff. That was pretty cool too. So I'm going to watch Who Killed Captain Alex. Try to get through as much as I can. I have an hour left, but I think it's an hour 30 minutes. So we'll see if I can get through it. And that's the end of my review. Laters.